Hello, good evening. Welcome to our channel Yushi Talks. Today we are going to talk about how Trump is going to pardon at least 100 people who will be granted clemency on his last day, and how does this pardoning work. We have reports that about 100 people could receive a pardon from the president before he leaves office Wednesday at noon. We have some more details around this and a questionnaire on which we will discuss how does it work and who all may be pardoned. Hence, please watch the complete video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it so far. So let's get started. The White House has yet to release the final list of people President Trump will pardon before he leaves office. His staff met over the weekend to compile a list of around 100 people the president will pardon or commute the sentences of, according to a report from CNN on Monday. Some pardons reportedly come with a price of 2 million, as reported by New York Times Sunday. According to a Fox reporter, Trump will not pardon himself, which some scholars say would be illegal, nor his family members. The more notable names tossed around for pardon are Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, Senior Advisor Stephen Miller, and rapper Lil Wayne. One person expecting a pardon is Joe Exotic from Netflix documentary Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness, who reportedly has a limo ready to pick him up from prison, according to Metro. Before Trump's impeachment vote in the House, at least two figures connected with the White House, former Attorney General William Barr and White House counsel Pat Cipollone, had previously reportedly warned the president not to attempt a self-pardon. What kind of pardoning power does a president have, and who might Trump pardon next? Here is what you need to know about presidential pardoning. So let's get started. Can Trump pardon rioters from Capitol Hill insurrection? Technically, yes, as long as Trump still maintains his pardoning power. On the day the mob stormed the Capitol, 13 people were arrested. Since then, law enforcement charged dozen more who traveled to Washington to participate in the riot after FBI posted more pictures of suspects. Those arrested could be charged with federal crimes and may face jail time up to 10 years. Trump could pardon each individual charged with a crime or provide a blanket pardon for anyone facing federal penalties for the riot. There is a precedent for this mass pardoning. When President Jimmy Carter took office in 1977, one of his first acts was to pardon anyone who evaded the Vietnam War draft. Next, does Trump have the power to pardon anyone he likes, or is there a limit? Technically, there isn't a limit on the number of pardons a president can grant. Along with the previously mentioned blanket pardon by Carter, President Andrew Johnson pardoned hundreds of thousands of Confederate soldiers and wealthy Southerners during his time in office. Who did Trump pardon so far while he was in office? Trump has pardoned more than 70 people so far. This includes former members of his campaign and staff who made false statements to federal agents like Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, and George Papadopoulos. He also granted posthumous pardons to women rights activist Susan B. Anthony and early 20th century championship boxer Jack Johnson, sorry. Who might Trump pardon before he leaves the White House? There are still a number of people Trump could pardon before the end of his presidency. While Trump reportedly won't preemptively pardon his children Ivanka and Eric Trump, members of his staff who might receive a pardon could include President Personal Attorney Rudy Giuliani, Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, Senior Advisor Stephen Miller, Personal Chief John McEntee, and Social Media Director Dan Scavino, according to a report from Bloomberg. It's also reported that Trump could pardon a few celebrities, including rappers like Lil Wayne and Kodak Black. A report from CNN Monday says that White House has a list of approximately 100 people who will receive pardon or have their sentences commuted. Can Trump pardon himself? The Constitution doesn't explicitly bar a president from granting self clemency against prosecution. In the event that Trump tested the law, it could come down to interpretation. Some legal scholars suggest that there is no explicit rule against self-pardoning in the context, then it isn't illegal. It isn't legal. No president has the constitutional authority to self-pardon, said Jared Carter, assistant professor at Vermont Law School. While no president has yet attempted to pardon himself, President Richard Nixon did ask the Office of Legal Counsel in 1974 for an opinion on the matter while he was entrenched in Watergate scandal. Under the fundamental rule that no one may be a judge in his own case, the president cannot pardon himself. Mary C. Lawton, acting Assistant Attorney General for the Office of Legal Counsel, said in a memo on August 5, 1974. Nixon resigned on August 9, 1974. In purely academic terms, if Trump weren't impeached and attempted to go through with the action before the end of his presidency, the only way to test the legality of self pardon would have been for him to be charged with a federal crime. This would theoretically most likely have occurred through the Department of Justice after Biden takes office on January 20th. From there, the case would hypothetically have to make its way to Supreme Court, which would ultimately decide the legality of a self pardon. Again, the situation has now changed. Could President elect Biden pardon Trump? This is highly unlikely move by the next president, but there are some people saying Biden should consider the option. One of the most notable voices in favor of this is former director of FBI James Comey, who was fired by Trump himself. He should at least consider it, Comey said on January 13th. I obviously think he belongs in jail, but I don't think pursuing that is in the best interest of the entire nation. This was Comey's statement on January 13th. So far, there's no indication that Biden administration is contemplating such a pardon. So that's all we have in news today in regards to Trump pardoning on his last day of office. Please continue to watch this space as we bring in more details. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscription button. Thank you for watching me, and you have a wonderful day ahead. Bye bye.